I purchased a Gosney Arc XL recently, and the bake has been so consistent. The bottom heat of the oven and the actual arc just cooks the crust to a caramelized perfection. There is no other oven, in my opinion, out right now that is going to give you these same results. Whether you are in need of a new oven for your pop-up or your dad's asking you, what is the best oven to make some homemade pizzas? Use our affiliate link down in the show notes. Smash the link. It helps the podcast. And more importantly, it helps you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Alex Koons. And we are almost out of Vegas, and we couldn't leave without visiting Lucino's and sitting down and talking with Joey. Joey has a lot of experience. He was working in a pizzeria as young as 14 with his dad. His dad has been in and out of restaurants his whole life. His shop was Philly to the bone. And listen, I have a lot of family in South Jersey, and Philadelphia, they be bleeding green, you know what I'm saying? Fly, Eagles, fly. You walk in there and it looks like Philadelphia threw up on the walls. It's an awesome spot. You can tell how much Joey loves Philadelphia, how much he loves pizza, his knowledge, his passion. We talk about collaboration, which is something we don't talk enough about, and how he uses collaboration and influencers. We talk about the Philly Burrito, which is something crazy. He literally rolls up a Philly cheesesteak in a pizza and sells that bad boy. It's very Tony Baloney, which we talk about. Mike Hawk, shout out. One of the greatest interviews. If you have not seen that one, go back and check out Tony Baloney's. We talk about those kind of eye-catching or crazy ideas and what that can do for you on social media and inside the shop. And a few weeks after we filmed this podcast, something crazy happened to Joey. And I think it's worth mentioning because you never know what's going to happen in this industry. There is a fire that was most likely set by a transient, a homeless person, the unhoused. Basically, he showed up to work one day. There was a sign on the wall that says, "You cannot come in. This building is not safe." It put the whole strip mall completely out of business, and they are all left there paying rent right now. He's out of restaurant. This is something that you could never foresee coming. It's something that he's going through right now, and maybe we sit down and talk to him about it on another time, but you really want to, before you get into a situation, think about how tight your lease is. Think about the things that you would never, ever think about. It's worth noting that when you get into a lease, your landlord is essentially a business partner, and it is very important to make sure that you have that thing looked at by a lawyer or a real estate broker and make sure that thing is tight, because you never know what's going to happen. Joey did not see this coming. It's put him out. There's no help in sight. You can check it out. The Las Vegas News has been reporting on it, and it's really unfortunate. But I think that in all of our pain and all of our suffering, there are lessons to be learned here. And so make sure you get that dialed in. You can tell that Joey has been through a lot. He's going through a lot, and that's what this pod is about. It's about learning from other people's struggles, from learning from each other, connecting with each other. As sad as it has been to watch what Joey is going through via social media, his attitude and his strength is shining through, and he is a true inspiration to me. And I feel like if you listen to this man talk, you can hear it in his voice, you can hear it in this pod, and you should definitely give him a follow on his journey and check him out if you're ever in Las Vegas. I know you're going to love this episode. I know you're going to love Joey. Lucinos forever. Philly. Fly, Eagles, fly. Fife forever. Tribe Called Quest. One of the greatest to ever do it. Let's go. Pardon the interruption, but we need to take some time to mention our sponsor, Maestro Sausage. Maestro has been working closely with pizzerias for decades. They produce sausages designed specifically with pizzerias in mind. And you can tell, their Italian sausage crumbles look like they were handmade in your shop, and they will taste that way as well. With over 80 years in business, family owned and operated, the family is incredible, and so is their product. It's quality sausage with quality ingredients. If your sausage needs aren't hitting all the right notes, then let Maestro lead the way. Click the link in the show notes. A classical masterpiece. awaits you. Back to the show.
It's frowned upon now, but when I started cooking in my dad's kitchen, I was 14 years old. So it's like, 14 at an approved age. It was just but I was always in the kitchen prior to that, and it was always like, get out, get out, get out. But once I became a certain age, I could kind of be able to keep myself entertained with it. My dad was like, okay, you're coming in the kitchen now. Like, if you don't want to leave, you're staying in here. So, and that was the other thing too, as a kid and a product of a father that owns a pizza shop too. You don't get to see him much, so that was like the only place where it's like, if you want to spend time with your parents, you had to put yourself in those positions. Like, well, like, you got to come home if you want to hang out. Like, or I just have to bother you while you're sauteing or while you're making a pizza, some shit like that. But
Do you like working with your dad?
oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, at first when I was a kid,
yeah,
it was like the most difficult thing. But I think that's what built character in me into what today is.
Of course.
So it's like, it doesn't like. I really appreciate that now in my life compared to like when I was like 16 and 17, I was fighting with my father left and right. I always never understood why I felt like other individuals were treated as favorites more than me. But when I took everything how it may sound like, oh man, like, maybe your pops could be rough on you, but I really needed that because when you came out to an industry where we didn't have our restaurants forever, they ended up closing down, so I had to go work for other people. So the experience working for my father gave me the mentality to be tough when other people thought that, oh, I could take, not that they could take me for a toll, but like mentally or emotionally wise when you're working with them.
Yeah.
But I was already like mentally prepared for that.
Yeah.
Like, my dad broke me in for that. Like, that's when I'm like, hell yeah. Like, there was no like upset feelings. It was just automatically like, yes, chef, after that. It was, and I never even called my dad chef either, but it was just understanding the moral of like the demeanor of a kitchen and like where the respect goes and how to utilize where all the talent needs to be put and focused at. Like, if I'm teaching you something, focus on it.
Yeah.
Don't step outside of it. Like, I'll never forget, like, one time I'm making chicken marsala, and I'm pretty sure it was chicken marsala. It was something. Chicken marsala, chicken piccata. My dad doesn't put garlic in one of the two. And when I put garlic in it, I'll never forget like how pissed off he got at me. I was like 16 years old, like through the pan, like freaking out, like some like Hell's Kitchen stuff.
You went fucking Gordon Ramsay on your ass?
When I used to like look at my dad and be like, you treat the dishwasher better than me. But it was everything that made me who I am today. But I also, we look at each other today, like he's super proud of me. Like we don't have that tension that we had when I was a kid. I am more determined. I'm actually more like that towards him today than because
you're picking up pans and throwing them against the wall.
It's like, Dad, get out of my way. Like, it's just like, you taught me how to do this. Leave me alone. So it's like, that's the cool thing about working with him. But my mother as well, like she's like the wits, I would say. She's like, anytime I need anything financially or I have a question where I don't understand, like I'll go to my mother. I'll ask her for that advice. And, if it wasn't for her, because my dad's from Italy. I'll be the first to tell you that he's not the most literate person in the world. He can't really translate everything that you would kind of put on a piece of paper out here. He can make a menu. He can do things, but when it comes to opening up a book and being able to say like, oh, I understand this and I understand that aspect of it, he needed my mother. And when he came here, if he didn't find a woman like my mom, then he probably would have struggled a little bit. But, without having a mom like mine, like, she's a lifesaver for sure. Like she's a key piece of this. She's a key component to why this business is successful as well. But everybody plays their role. Yeah. Even my girlfriend, she plays a huge role. She's here 6 days a week with me. She thugs it out and works her ass off. Sometimes my kids are here with me. I have 2 step kids. They're great. They've been with me she's been with me for 5 years too. Been seeing me since this place started. Literally, we met each other, opened this place up, and she was working actually for 2 years before she stepped away from her job to be like, okay, I'm gonna come and
help out over
here. At the same time, I had that feeling like, how is it gonna work if I have somebody I love this much constantly be around me? Like,
how's that going?
Dude, great.
Not taking
she's
work
my
home.
Backbone.
Yeah.
No, we don't take it home at all, ever. Like, we have such a good time together at a place like this. Like, because prior to that, I'll say it was more of like that difficult challenge, just like how I was telling you how I didn't see my father.
Yeah.
It's like we got into a relationship, I jumped right into a business, and it was like I was in a relationship with the business more than I was with her. And that's like, to me, it's like she didn't quit doing her job just so she could be with me more. We did still spend time with her because it was about a year and in our first year of our relationship before I finally opened up. But let me get this.
Yeah.
She's been like through everything with me. Even if we have had like tense moments in here, we've always figured out it together.
Yeah.
So it's like always work through work and work through us, whether it had to be at the same time. So juggling the situation can be a little tricky depending on what time of the moment is. But I also don't like, I'm not that individual that will take something out as well. Like if a pizza was to get messed up, I'm not going to lose my shit. Like I've kind of worked with people that have had that like in them where they'll like lose, spaz out on you just for not doing something right.
It sounds like your dad did that.
Yeah, he did. And I'm not even going to lie to you. I mean, because my dad is also cut from a different cloth as well. He comes from an era where, I mean, he's a poor immigrant from Sicily. He moved here in 1981, but just a backpack, you know what I mean? So I understand when you come from nothing. I mean, my father had his first house when he was 15 years old, and he gave it to his parents. He started working before I was even working. This guy's farmer as a child. Like, so you know how we were just talking, like when the second you could pick something up, it was straight grit. My father is the oldest of 8 children. He migrated here first. And for the first 6 years of his life out here, all he did was fund his family back over in Italy. Like, you know, here you go. And he still continued to do that too. And he still would till this day. But he got that house for his family and moved out here and started his own family and did his own thing. And it wasn't really in his plans to actually have a family out here and stay out here. It was just kind of like that, come out here, work, grit it out, and go back. But he met my mother, and they had 4 children. So he's been with my mom for 42 years. They've been married. So my oldest brother's 42 years old too. So it's been my dad coming out here and being cut from different cloth. Like, he's a really hard individual where anything has to be savored, whether it was a product, food. Like, you know, he doesn't want to see those things go to waste. Now, I could definitely tell you at this point in his life, he's a lot less on those things than he was. Oh, for sure. I mean, he was younger as well. I guess you could definitely say, you know, the dynamics of business. I mean, food costs has always been one of those things where people always try to keep an eye on for sure. But I can definitely say the dynamic of that is kind of, I would say in his eyes, has dialed down a lot because it's more like turned into like payroll and other things that are like even gas and just food costs is still stupid expensive than what it was all those years ago. But his dynamic of it has completely changed. He's altered. He's so mellow. I mean, he's completely changed.
Yeah.
And this is not just within like the last 5 years. This is in the course of the last 20, you know, because I've seen it gradually because I've been cooking since I was 14. I like to tell people, like, in the back, gritting it out, even like all summers. Like, I'll never forget my first summer. Actually, we owned Sal's Pizza in Washington, New Jersey. That's our first like actual, like, my dad leaving all of our family pizza shops that we've helped open with other family members. Like, he's like, I'm gonna go do my own thing now.
So when was the first pizza shop that was open?
Oh shit. Okay.
And where did that start? I mean, we're obviously in Eagles country right now.
Yeah.
I want to take a moment to talk about our sponsor, MailWise Solutions. MailWise Solutions takes advertising to the next level. They design, print, and direct mail, menus, flyers, and postcards for pizzerias all across the United States. I've worked with MailWise before. I tried to design my own menu, and Kevin said, hey, give me a stab at this, and holy shit. When he sent me back the menu, I was like, I thought I was okay at what I did, and his design team blew me away. There's no mailing contracts, so you're free to advertise on your own schedule. Click the link in the show notes or request a sample pack at mailwisesolutions.com. Let's get you some new customers today.
Our first actual family-owned place, like every single one of us, me and all my siblings, was in 1998 in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, a place called Ariana's Pizza and Restaurante. And my dad was they moved out here from Vegas. My little sister was born here. They moved out here to make that decision to do. So they opened up a place out there. Bensalem is about 25 minutes, 30 minutes from Philadelphia, if that.
Is that where you grew up?
So I grew up anywhere from outside, and my brother lived in South Philly. He's 10 years older than me, so he had this whole different life than I did. But I used to spend my summers in South Philly with my brother and hang out with him sometimes if I wasn't working. But I'm primarily the High Valley, anywhere down from there. Like, it's just all over. I was like a bird. When I say my father helped a lot of my uncles and cousins open up the pizza shop, he was luckily enough to be the guy that, like, he can make pizza, he can help us. And my dad would stay there for a couple of years and then go help another cousin and then go help another uncle, or try to open up a place with my uncles in general. But it seemed to not ever kind of work when you open up with multiple family members. It's just, there's too many opinions, too many more problems. But it seemed to work more individually with your own family. Like, if you got your son to do it with you, it worked better than just working with your cousin or your uncles or aunts, whatever it would be that he worked with. Even friends too. It wasn't just family necessarily. He had friends that he would work for back in the 80s and 90s that he opened up places for as well with. And he was just a reliable guy. He was one of those people that you wanted to have work with you for a long time, because he would come in there, be there at 10 and work. You wouldn't need to hire another pizza guy. I kind of hate when my dad makes pizzas because he doesn't need my help. It's like he is really fast at making pizzas, my dad.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish I could be as quick as he is sometimes, but he's like, honestly, he's a beast. He's a machine back there.
Sounds like he's a bit of a pizza consultant.
Yeah, but he's also a character too. And the dude's from Sicily, so you sit there and he might even pop up. You never know. Because he's supposed to go to the Expo today. But that place in '98, we started it out, and that was their first crack at like doing it individually. And clearly, we're here in Vegas, so I could be honest and tell you it didn't succeed. It wasn't something that was in the plans, I would say. I'm also too young to really talk about it as well, because I was a child.
Yeah,
I wasn't even working then. I wasn't 14 then. And my parents moved out here a year before I did. Just started working 9 to 5s for 10 years. And then pre-COVID, we found this place. And I actually was about to go on a date with my girlfriend. I was like, babe, there's this pizza shop up the street. It's got 4.5 stars on Google. I lived a mile down the street. I was like, let's go check it out. Let's go see it.
Were you looking to get into a pizzeria at this point?
At that point, no. I was over the pizza shop shit.
Okay, so then all you were trying to do when you found this place was try to eat the pizza here.
Yeah, just this place. I was trying to eat the pizza. That Friday, though, and I came in, I was like, what the hell? And I mean, something like sparked me. I just like turn around and I'm just kind of like, look at this intersection. This intersection is busy as hell. That is one of the busiest intersections ever. I mean, bro, I hate that there's car accidents there often, but I mean, that's how busy it is.
Yeah.
So I came back the next week and I was like, okay, let me come back. When I came back that third time, now there's a realtor sign in the door. And I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? So I get my dad on his day off. I'm like, Dad, like, I'm not saying we have to, but I'm like, because, my dad's over it too at this point. Like, it didn't work for us. So it was just like, we're just going to stick to what's working. 9 to 5s, PTO, benefits, all those things like
Clock
that.
out and don't fucking think about it.
Don't have to worry about people. You just, you don't got to worry about payroll, electric bills, anything like that. So it was just like, all right, like, let's go take a look. I'm like, Dad, this place is tiny. This rent can't be too much. Like at this place, let's go see. And being from PA, like, we didn't know the experience of what it took financially to even open up a place in this state. Like, it is pretty hard to open up a business in the state of Nevada. And I imagine it's not any easier in like California.
It's not.
So, and because it's pretty mimicked and pretty mirrored those two states when you ask me.
Yeah.
But my dad came up here with me, pitch black, peeped the window, but I'm like, Dad, look, like there's furniture. It looks like there's equipment. This place looks like it's ready to go. It just needs like a deep scrubbing and remodel of like what you want it to look like. Now, this was not the idea. All this construction was not the idea.
Yeah.
It took them 4 months to like show us what this place was. So this plaza is pretty bad.
What do you mean, like 4 months? Like
4
it
months.
took 4 months to open the door for you?
Just let us see the inside.
Why?
So they threw that real estate sign up because the original owner from Chow Pizza is what it was called prior. He was still here he just like locked the door. They wanted a business to be operating. He just like shut it. He was subleasing it to people that knew how to make pizza. This guy that owned it, he was just like pawning it off to like people like, oh, you know how to make pizza? You make pizza here, pay me this much a month, you keep the rest. That's what he would do.
And they were just running on third-party apps?
Just running on third-party apps, and they were, I mean, he was in running it under his, like he owned the business, but like they would sublease it out of him. Like, so like, let's just say like you're some guy coming from New York and you want to open up a pizza shop and, you know, you don't got the funds, but some guy has one and, you know, you're like, yo, you know what? I want to buy your business, but you got to continue. Let me sublease it from you. So I'm like, okay, well, shit. The rent's already $2,000 a month. I'm just going to double it and walk away. So I still make $2,000 a month and you can deal with all the problems and pay all the bills and do all that stuff. You want this business? There you go. You know, so that's basically what, when we saw this business, that's kind of like where the intentions were with it. It was just like, okay, probably can just kind of either take over his lease or, you know, buy his business, see how much he wants for it. But to rewind a little bit, when we found that real estate sign, they took 4 months to show us this place because the dude that owned this place is just like a scam guy. He's a con to begin with. Like that guy coming to find out who he was after we finally got into this place, how much money he owed accounts. Like we couldn't even get with like US Foods or Cisco because they're like, dude, you owe us like 30 grand. I'd be like, what do you mean? Like, we're not Chow Pizza, because they would look us up by address.
Yeah, you're fucked.
I mean, dude, it was so hard in the beginning to get people to be like, you gotta.
How'd you get that worked out?
We had to just like kind of just prove like that we weren't them. Really, it wasn't like something that took like a month or something, but I mean, it was like a 2-week thing where it's just like, okay, we have to really make sure that this isn't those people because these people owe us a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
you know, and like they left in debt. And that's the thing. He subleased it to people, so it's not even his responsibility that he left US Foods and Cisco
really messy.
debt. Oh, dude, the whole thing was a mess, including the inside of the building. That's just the financial mess from what he left was besides the point. And like that's what goes to show you. Like, I just kind of jumped into this place real quick, and we kind of stepped over a few steps real fast, but I jumped into it thinking I'm like, it's just another pizza shop, just another business deal. Let's just jump into it. And it was like a lot more than that. And it ended up like being almost a headache too. And then now it's great, but it was a headache right in the beginning because of all these things that you had to go through. And it was just like, dude, this guy was a true scumbag. And it was like, you came off otherwise. Like you know, trying to make the perfect business deal and it didn't end up panning out in his favor at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
what were you going to say about this complex?
So this complex is trash. That's why we're leaving. Like it is really shit. Like, you know, we're moving to a bigger location and it's even safer. We have lack of security, and I hate talking down. This is like going to make people. They're going to listen to this and they're going to be like, "Why would I come to eat at a place that seems like it's like in like Kensington? Like that's like in a bad area in Philly." So it's like, you know, it's not necessarily a bad area. It's just like it's not. That we have for a landlord, I consider not a slumlord almost. Like there's no contentiousness with like trying to help out any unit, like anybody. Like all of us are neighbors. We all talk about it.
Yeah,
so
you
it's
all
like,
know.
you know, and we all have same issues. I mean, when it rains here, I mean, this building's from 1970, so there's problems. There's problems.
Of course.
So it's like when you address the problems, it's more like, oh, that's you got to fix it. Send me a bill, and if it is our responsibility, we'll give you the money. And then it always turns out like, oh, we'll just take it off of rent. It's like people don't have necessarily out-of-pocket money to just come out straightforward and be like, yo, that's fine. I'll spend $15,000 on a new air conditioning and things like that. Like this is like one of the, if not the hottest state in the country, and besides Arizona, and you got no help with like for example, these ACs we have on the wall. We have mini splits on the wall to keep it cool down in this place because
it feels nice in here though.
Yeah, it feels nice right now, but coming here in July, bro, you're gonna be eating 2 bites in. You're just like, I gotta go. It's hot as shit in this pizza shop. I mean, even like we don't get much rain here, so when it does rain, it's like monsoon.
Yeah.
And we have had experiences where we've had leaks in the roof, and like I have to shut down. Our example as well, the water lines in the back are made out of iron. So back that long ago, they didn't really think it was gonna cast iron or something. I forget what it is, but they collapse easy now. They basically rust away, and they're not good for the environment to begin with. But a lot of old properties are grandfathered in, they still can use these old systems and stuff like that. And a lot of my neighbors have lines that have collapsed, and they just come back out, they pick the line back up, maybe put some dirt under it until it starts collapsing again. And it only takes I've seen it happen. I've been here for going on 5 years, and I've seen my line behind collapse twice, and they just come back in, they repatch it up. And then I've seen the line collapse at the tattoo shop already twice. I mean, this is just from people washing their hands. And water just going down, and because it's not attached with other pipes properly and water's coming out of it and it's not sealed, it's like basically going into the soil. And if all that comes back in to the water, that's contaminating the city's water, not just, and like that's like the part of like not caring. And like, I mean, that's not the landlord's problem at that point too. That's an environmental issue. But like, to be a part of the movement of something towards that, like make people want to stay. Like I don't want to stay and rent at your place. Yeah. Like I have met people that have re-signed leases in the 5 years that I've been here, and sweet talking them with a brand new floor is not something that is going to work for me. And they're not going to work for me because I can do my own floor for cheaper, like, and they're like, I mean, not even necessarily cheaper. It's not even that point. There's nothing that really is enticing at this point to stay in this place, and because it's just slowly deteriorating. And within the 5 years of being open and putting the volume and the production that we put into this place, it can only withstand so much more. Yeah. And I can tell, before major things are going to have to start happening. And like this, for example, like our grease trap is grandfathered in from a Little Caesars. This used to be a Little Caesars in 1983. Fuck yeah. This was the first pizza shop in here. It was Little Caesars.
Hot and ready.
Yep, exactly. And when it was way smaller than what this was. I can't even, when we came in here, the walls were still orange. I'm pretty sure that was from Little Caesars. But the grease trap still grandfathered in. And when we went to the health department to open up Lucinos Pizza, they looked at us and like, you guys were 3 months out. 3 months out from having to update that entire unit mechanically, electrically, and even the plumbing. Like everything would have had to be done. So we would almost signed a deal that we would have had to basically renovate everything. And you would have just been...
Got the whole fucking thing.
And guess who you just did a favor for? The landlord of this building. And then guess who's broke and filing bankruptcy because you didn't even get to open up your pizza shop because you spent all of your money and took out loans to be able to make it a pizza shop for somebody else. Yeah. And that's like the shitty part about this place. So we got blessed in the meantime. I was just making pizzas one day. Some girl comes walking in here. She's from the real estate company that owns the plaza across the street. This is their first property in Nevada. So clearly it tells me that this is going to be their anchor property. They're taking...
You're by the Sprouts?
Not by the Sprouts. We're going to be closer to the Walmart. So
up that way?
0.8 miles away exactly from this door to that door. Okay. So literally a little less than 1,000 feet, maybe a little more.
And how many square feet is this?
This is a little over 11. I think it's like 1125. And then we're going to...
You're more than doubling.
Oh, yeah. We're going to...
Big dining room?
Big dining room.
You going to change any equipment?
So the only thing, unfortunately, that we're not going to have over there, which it's kind of like a win-win, but it's also like shitty. We're not going to have a walk-in anymore, but we got a whole bunch of brand new equipment over there already. Yeah. We're waiting for the county to approve our permits to do construction so we can kind of get everything up and going.
There's a hood and shit there?
Not yet. That's what we had to work. So
you're spending big money.
We're spending big money. So it's a big project, but I mean, this is when I look back at my life again too. And like, I see all the struggles that I've gone through and everybody has it in their own version, in their own ways. And I didn't even have it as hard as some other people. And I don't even think I had it hard. I think I had a great life, but I just remember the hardships of being in a pizza shop as a child and watching my parents. Doing this is like the biggest achievement I've ever felt in my life. And it's more the anticipation to open it now at this point because the city takes forever to approve permits. That's just a thing. And you can ask anybody that is doing construction on a current operation here that like why they take so long. That's actually one of the ongoing problems that exist here. I mean, like I told you, my parents opened up a business in Georgia. They applied for permits and they were approved in like 2 weeks. So for everything, plumbing, mechanical, electrical, all that.
I know it took like a year and a half to to get Hot Tongue open.
Dude, yeah. It's bad. And it's like, I don't know why we can't like just move forward. I feel like, because go back to pre-COVID, they talked so much hype about how little business is what made this city particularly survive.
Yeah.
And it's like, now that it's not here no more, it's kind of like, go back to where you were. Don't come back. Like, and a prime example of that is F1. Like, they locked everybody that came here for F1 on the Strip. Like, yeah, there was people that were touring that they would leave, but it was like, have fun getting back. And people would tell me, like, how are you getting back to the Strip? Because as somebody that sees the layout on the news, it was kind of like this lockdown layout. Like, once you're in, it's going to be hard to kind of get back in that area. You don't really want to go. Within the Strip being shut down and all these things. So that experience for us, and I'm not the only business person to say F1 was like horrible for business that week. I've had better weeks when, look, March Madness is going to be in town. Every pizza shop is going to be booming.
Yeah.
We kill it when March Madness is town. As a community, everybody does it's great. I mean, this is an event capital. There's always events going on. I mean, Pizza Expo's in town this week. You got SEMA comes to town, CES, like all these great events that just push business into the door all the time. So that's a good thing. But I wanted to take you back real quick to like this pizza shop real quick about the opening of it, because I didn't really get to finish telling you about all the like difficulties when it came to finding out the beginning of the financial struggles of like what it was going to be because of him.
Did you have to get a loan? How'd you invest?
So
investors.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to get it. I'll be completely straightforward. I thought Mr. Scolaro, had enough money in my bank account with my mom and my dad to just say, hey, we're normal people. Can we open up a business? Normal people cannot open up a business without the financial backgrounds, at least. I mean, when we were living in Pennsylvania, it's not like we were loaded to the point where it's like, oh, you guys have all these financial things. You guys can open up a business. A lot easier to open up a business in PA. Now, whereas I go to open up a business here, they're like, you guys are not even little fish in a big pond. You guys are minnows. You guys are literally minnows. You guys don't have enough money. You guys got to find somebody if you want somebody to really, you have to have the finances to be able to open this place up.
Is there any TI money?
No, not for this place.
Damn.
So when me and my father found this place, we took a huge risk too, because we didn't even have the lease signed until September, really. And when the original guy we met, when we finally got a hold of the guy, when we finally found this place, when they were leasing it again, not really leasing it, trying to sell the business, he had let us know that like, oh, I'm going out of the country. You guys can start doing your construction there. We'll just keep it closed all summer. We're
talking about the new spot.
No, this
spot.
This
okay.
spot.
Okay.
So he said, I'll be back. You guys do your thing. So my mom and dad were actually planning a trip to Italy July of 2018. This is 2018, right before we're about to open in here. No. Summer of 2019, forgive me. And we're in here and we're doing construction with our own money. Like I have 10 grand of my own personal money. My dad has some money. So I take my $10,000 and I say, let's go buy everything we need. Paint, tiles, flooring, tables. My dad made these that we're sitting actually on.
Dope.
He took their old tables and we built tiles on top of them. Plexiglass, everything that you could see that I could put my money in that I had enough for, which $10,000 ain't shit. Just
you gotta stretch it.
Oh, stretched very thin. And whatever we could do. I mean, we painted our ceilings black. Like, for example, like how lucky am I to come up on a 5-gallon bucket at Home Depot for $20? Like they painted the whole entire ceiling black. But I mean, we ended up doing all this construction, but we didn't have a lease signed. So this guy could have came back and been like, thanks guys, see you later. So this was one of those tactics that I would say that my old school father came back real quick. But we were pretty confident that we were going to get this place, because in the meantime of dealing with trying to find somebody that would financially kind of invest in us and be able to take that risk out here, we had to find somebody. And thankfully we did. His name was Jason Bimji. He's a very successful business owner in Southwest Florida. He's a old friend of my older sister's, and he basically, my older sister hyped me up. If it wasn't for my older sister being like, take a chance on my little brother. Like, he's really good at what he does. He has a lot of passion and a lot of pride for what he wants to do in his life, and that's pizza. And he saw an opportunity that, a business in Vegas. Like, I want to do that. So I definitely thought that we can meet up. So we came out to Florida. We met up, saw my intuition, took the chance, gave me the money. He became our financial backer for this place for the first 2 years. Until for the first year, COVID was great. I hate to say that. COVID was not
Don't
great.
worry. Everyone says that.
COVID was
Everyone says that.
COVID was good for business, as bad as it was for the country.
It was bad for grandma.
Yeah, bad for grandma. That's exactly what it was. And, we ended up basically crushing it and got put on the map. If it wasn't for COVID, I don't know how Lucinos Pizza would exist, really. Besides social media. But a lot of locals came out during that time.
It seems like Las Vegas has a pretty tight-knit pizza family out here. Have you experienced that? Have you met John Arena?
Mr. Arena has eaten my place once so far, but we have communicated through Instagram, through Facebook. He knows my father as well. Him and my dad actually have to meet up so he can. My dad is from Sicily, so he wants my dad to make sfincione for him. Sfincione is like a traditional, actually true Sicilian pizza.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever had it. I'm not a fan of it.
It's got anchovy. Right?
Oh, hell yeah. It's nasty.
Yeah,
for me, not my thing. Probably my fellow Sicilians are like,
Yeah.
So, but this guy's not Sicilian. You don't like sfincione. So,
have you ever been part of Vegas Pizza Fest or?
So I have yet to really I've just kind of got put out there. Really, I didn't know anybody before opening up. Truthfully, I just, like I said, I was a 9-to-5er.
Yeah.
I worked at a couple pizza shops, so I only knew a couple people. I didn't really know anybody. Be straightforward. Didn't work for anybody that is as big as they are in this game.
Yeah.
Out here in Vegas.
Yeah.
But once I opened up, of course, we followed each other, and you kind of, I'll call it what it is. Of course, you're nosy. You want to know who everybody is as well, but in a good sense, not in a way where it was like, what are these guys doing? It was like, hey, I want to be these guys' friends.
Ooh, we want the vegan meats. We want the vegan cheeses.
Are people coming up to you and asking you, do you have vegan options? Do you have vegan meats? Well, guess what? A lot of them are not that good, but there is one that reigns superior, and that is Beehive. Everything that they make at Beehive is levels ahead of what you can get in a grocery store. Their pepperoni, their crumbled sausage, their cheeses. There is no contest. And the owner is one of the coolest people I have ever met. They make incredible products that go on your pizza, and it is dope plant food. That's what they call it, and that's what it is. Beehive, the best. Look no further. It's Beehive, baby. Straight out of Nashville. Good people, great product. Check them out.
I would say that one of the biggest places I heavily support as a friend of mine. Do we communicate every day through talking oh, hey, how are you? I will send people to their front door to Yukon Pizza. I am a huge supporter of Yukon Pizza. I love what they do. I love their flavor of their pizza. They just do a phenomenal job, and they're great people as well. And what they stand behind is something I'm really happy to help boost for them as well as another pizza shop. I wouldn't say even if you don't like my pizza, go eat at Yukon. I would say go try my friend's pizza at Yukon. When people come in here and they tell me you have such good pizza, I really appreciate it. But I don't want you to just keep your mind so short and think that I'm the only one that makes really good pizza, because my buddies over at Yukon kill it. They kill it.
That's two very different styles.
Oh,
too,
for sure. But do
you know Justin?
Justin's the homie. That's how I kind of got connected with Yukon a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know Alex that much.
Yeah.
I know him, but we haven't conversed as much as me and Justin have.
Yeah.
But Justin has always been since I've actually started talking to Justin about year one after opening this place. We kind of just started hitting each other up on Facebook, Instagram, and we connected. Justin's a good soul, dude.
Yeah.
He makes a fucking killer smash burger, by the way. You don't got
Smashed and thrashed,
Smash
baby.
burger, dude, is the best in Las Vegas. I swear to God.
Yeah.
There is not a better smash burger. I have yet to have one. Maybe a food truck if somebody was like, oh, you got to go eat this food truck. But I wouldn't even say maybe because, dude, phenomenal. But Justin Ford is the man. Y'all got to go eat at Yukon Pizza. Okay, it's the shit.
All right,
it's definitely good.
Shout out Justin.
Come and Alex over there and his wife and all that hardworking team for sure. They're great. They're a great bunch of people.
They're good people.
So I mean, but my experience is being able to go and eat at other pizza shops since I've been out here as well. I'm married out here. I'm married to this pizza shop every single day. It's hard for me to get away. I mean, look, Expo's in town. I can't even really go to see anybody or meet anybody or get to network like the way I want to. Actually get to see them face to face.
Yeah.
You know, I use Tony Geminiani's flour. I'm really good friends with his head chef that runs a lot of his restaurants. I mean, he's a regular here as well. I mean, comes in here, we shoot the shit. If I need something, if I need a bag of flour out on a limb, that's the kind of guy I can call right now. This is the kind of, how you were just saying, like the pizza things are strong out here with people. That is true. It's true. I mean, I didn't even know this guy up until 2 years ago, the chef over at Pizza Rock, and came in here with a friend of mine, and we just hit it off. I mean, solid dude, bro. Good ass dude. And I think that a lot of that characteristics, I wouldn't say it's passed on from, one of the GOATs in this game, Mr. Geminiani himself, but I mean, he's a influencer himself, brother. And I think that he puts a good layout for you to kind of follow and how to be when it comes to treating other people and how to respect the game itself. You know, so I think he takes a lot of that knowledge from him and applies it to his everyday mentality. So that's why you get this care as well. I could literally call him right now and say, I need some yeast. Can you help me out? Yeah, I got you. Where you need it? I go downtown, pick it up. I'll tell my guys. For example, I made a viral video. It went viral a couple of months ago. It's a Philly Burrito. I don't know if you maybe saw it on my Instagram.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's goofy. It was a joke,
dude. That shit was wild,
It was a joke. It was all a joke,
I thought that was some real shit.
It is real. We make it every weekend like crazy, dude.
Okay, so
it's
then it ain't a joke.
It's not a joke anymore. It turned into something
Were
real
people from
serious.
Philly being like, yo, what the fuck,
they want to
bro?
hang me.
Yeah.
They want to hang me. But there's a thing in Philly called, you go to South Street, before Jim's burnt down, it is open again. It's a really famous cheesesteak spot in Philly.
Do you have a favorite pie in Philly?
If we're gonna go, I mean, I love an upside down from Santucci's. It's like a tomato pie, phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. And then you got La Rosa's Pizza. That's off of Snyder. That's like a square pie. It's a little different. Little Philly pizza. I say Philly pizza inside Philly isn't I'm not saying that it's bad. It's good, but I think there's a lot better.
Marlton for the good stuff.
I think there's a lot better on the outside. You can travel, and I might also get shot for that. Somebody might say, dude, you haven't been able to eat at these great places. There's really, Angelo's is really one of those places I have really not gotten to eat at, but I follow them on Instagram. I'm pretty sure you might know who they are as well. Dave Portnoy loves them. I mean, that looks phenomenal, the pizza. And I haven't been able to experience it myself to say, I want to try it. But I can tell you just by looks, I'm like, that shit looks gas.
Yeah.
And I want to eat it. But I would say I see the reviews from a lot of people from back at home, and they're like, dude, this pizza's killer. So if my friends are saying it, I'm like, it's definitely probably a killer pie. Shout out to Luigi's in Park Slope in Brooklyn. That's probably, I got put on by an old colleague of mine.
Yeah.
He put me onto their pizza when I was in sophomore in high school. Adam Sandler shot shot with and Big Daddy.
Yeah,
that's the
right
pizza
there.
shop I'm talking about right there. Yeah. He shot that right there, and I actually got to experience that pizza in that place. Dave Portnoy gave him a 9 and above somewhere, 9 point something. Bro, it's the best grandma slice you'll ever eat in your life.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can say that is more traditionally known as the true grandma. That is out of this world. That is
home run.
Home run.
Let's go back to the burrito.
Yes, the burrito is one of these things that Jim's in South Street in Philly. There's another pizza shop called Lorenzo's, and they make a slice from the tip of my finger all the way to my forearm. It's like pinup pizza. Basically, you would want to say is out here in Vegas. They make these giant slices.
Yeah.
Lorenzo's is all over. I'm going to say all over, but they have quite a couple of locations throughout the Philly area.
Yeah.
And what people would do is they would take Jim's cheesesteak when they would get pretty drunk, hanging out on that street, and they would get it and they would wrap it up and they call it a Philly taco.
Yeah.
Well, we did a collaboration with a buddy of mine this last August, and while we were doing that collaboration, at the end of it, I kind of was telling him, I was like, yo, we should do something really goofy. And he's like, what do you want to do? Because he does such good content. He was kind of trying to push me and persuade me to start really doing content myself and stop just doing pictures, like put my face out there, get to know these people.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I think what we should do is we should make something called a Philly Burrito, I said. I was like, I'll make this like 22-inch pizza. So we'll just throw cheese on it. We'll just slap a cheesesteak right in the middle and just roll it up like a burrito, dude. And I was like, just looked at him and I was like, Tony, I don't know if it's gonna go wild. I was like, but I'm like, it might get a little reaction. I'm like, but can you imagine if this thing went all the way back to Philly? And it did.
Yeah, it did.
I went all the way. It's gone past Philly. I mean, Super Bowl was here.
It's just in Japan, bro.
Yeah, dude. I have a customer that is like, I have customers that hit me up on Instagram right now. They're like, I'll be there in April. Are you guys serious with this? Like, I'm coming from Germany. I'm like, yeah, it's serious, brother. Like, he's like, all right, cool. I'll see you guys on April 15th. Like, I mean, I have people every weekend. It's not a weekday thing. I'll tell you that. You ain't selling a burrito that much on the weekday. I do, but not nearly as much as I do on the weekend.
Yeah.
Since I've started doing them, like some local people do come in and actually get them too. It's definitely one of those things that captured an audience that was like, holy hell, like, what is this?
You never see it before.
And you got people that shared it that had bigger accounts than I have that were like, who's this? And you got people who really come in and the first thing to do is show my girlfriend their phone. They're like, is this real? And they're like, yeah, it's real. They look on the menu for like 10 minutes before they actually, because kind of, I don't know if they're like embarrassed to ask, but they're like hunting for it. They're like, where is this burrito?
Yeah.
I don't see a burrito here. It's just like a scam to get people in the door.
Is it not on the menu?
No, because I'm a firm believer that if they see the price, that they're going to run away. But the price isn't even bad.
How much is it?
$34.99. It's cheap.
That's cheap, bro.
Yeah, and that's cheap as hell, but it's just
like... I'd fucking put that on the menu, my boy.
Well, here's the thing. It's done I also wanted to do it too, but my dad had a point. He's like, when people see numbers like that, they run away from it.
Yeah.
Usually, especially at a pizza shop. Like, who wants to pay $34 for that? I mean, what's the description going to say? My dad said. I'm just like, true, but I like the mystery behind it. We have a secret menu. We always do kind of cool things. Like, I got frosted flake coated chicken fingers that we do.
I was gonna say, dude, what's the chicken and waffles with the Eggo shit, dude? What is that, bro?
This month's pizza of the month. So
we do a lot of work with like a lot of collabs. It looks like with
I took that advice from
like influencers.
I took that advice from Gary Vee, dude. I mean, he kind of was like, I'm not like a huge Gary Vee guy. Let me put that out there too. Like, I mean, he's a smart dude. I'm not trying to say he's like a bad guy or anything, but like, I was just watching one of his videos one day, and he was kind of just talked about how collaborating with other restaurants is like an extra way to open up your door to a platform of people that don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, call it goofy. Like, try to collaborate with like a fire, like Thai restaurant, for example. Like, what's your most popular? Oh, we're good friends. You eat at my place. I eat at your place. Your place is popular. My place is popular. Like, let me take your most popular menu item and put it on top of pizza. Let's see how it tastes. We do it. It's phenomenal all of a sudden. You're like, holy shit, how did this taste good? Like, who would have known that this Thai dish tasted good on this pizza?
Yeah.
Well, we want to take something from yours and we want to collab and make something wild too. Sometimes it happens, but 9 times out of 10, it's like either we're going to collab together or I'll just take your product and we'll collab. I'll share your post. You share my post. That's really it. It's opened up a plateau and a platform of people that didn't even know I exist, like I said.
Yeah.
And then also at this point, they show a lot more interest in getting something that they didn't know that they could have got before. So this next month is like a really special collab. Like, I haven't collabed with another fellow business since my buddy Tony's place, Smoke and Fire, and they do we collabed with them and did a blueberry chicken pizza. That one is the most popular pizza we've done so far. Yeah. And blueberries on pizza, people went wild over that too. And we collabed together, and that was like really the start of it all to keep going, and now collabing with all these local foodies that are out here, and then liking the fact that I tried to hit up other people to be like, hey, like, let's collab together and let's open up the door for both of us. Like, let's see what the opportunity has to. What happens if we do something and people are like, dude, when you guys did that thing, I remember, can you do it again? Like, that's the kind of imprint you leave on people. I have people to this day coming in like, when are you doing the blueberry chicken pizza? Or, another pizza the month I did is like a smash burger pizza that we did. I literally put smash burgers on it and sesame seed crust, caramelized onions. They put the smash sauce. Literally, when I did it, I was like, didn't think it was going to, not that I didn't think it was going to be popular, but it was really popular. I have people coming in like, I need you to make that the pizza of the month again. So the anticipation that follows these things is real. So I've literally captured onto something that I'm like, I'm never going to stop doing this.
Yeah.
I literally have to create something that I've never done before in my life.
Yeah.
Every single month right now. And I've literally done it. Every day I'm doing something. This next month, I already have my next pizza of the month. I'm doing a collab with another local taco food truck out here. Phenomenal birria. It is the best in town, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think that you can find another one. Another mom and pop as well. Ran by, it's literally wife, husband, 3 children running this food truck. Phenomenal family. They're called Slangin' Tacos. Actually, it's right there on my thing. I got 2 stickers of them.
Oh yeah!
Shout out to Slangin' Tacos too. They
Dope-ass Raiders sticker.
They are the shit, bro. And I'd say that
So you're making a
birria pizza. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually mix some of their. They have like this red chipotle salsa. I don't know exactly what it is that they mix, but we are gonna mix like a little bit of that with my pizza sauce. So we experimented with like 6 or 7 pizzas before we finally said that's what we want to do. So we're going to actually make a blend of my sauce and their sauce, and we put it together on the pizza, top it with mozzarella cheese, and we put the birria all around it. And then they have a special pico de gallo that they make as well. It's a little different than some other people. And we're going to put that on top, cilantro, and we're going to brush the crust with consomme so it turns all nice and red, and then give you a side of it. So, bro, it's just like eating like birria pizza, like how people would want to eat it, and keeping it as simple as possible because I don't want to overdo anything like that. I think like could be overkill with that because one, their flavor profile on that shit is incredible. So like I don't want to mess with that at all. Like I really just want to keep it all really. Basically, when you eat it, I want you to be able to say it's awesome that you can get a Lucinos Pizza, but with Slangin' Tacos product. Like it's like that's the cool thing.
Collaboration is huge.
It is huge, and I definitely suggest that a lot of people, especially some people, might have an ego problem too, and be like, I'm not gonna partner up with
So-and-so.
this place. So it's like, dude, stop right now. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. You have no idea what kind of people that restaurant has that want to come to your place after the fact. Like even if you don't do that collaboration a month later, you just gained, even if you got 100 new customers and you gained 10% of them, look what you just did for yourself, bro. Like that's just you do that every month now, and that's 100 new customers a year, basically. And that's you would put in the hard work yourself, and that's minimal. That's for out here. I expect it to be a lot more than 10 customers a month. But we have done multiple things to try to this is the thing too. This game doesn't ever stop either. You got to keep going because the second you put yourself in the seat just to kind of relax a little bit, somebody else is already going up there and elevating themselves. One of the biggest like pioneers to me influentially that like actually like does some wild shit with pizzas is the guy who owns Tony Baloney's. He is...
Dude, shout out Mike Hawk,
dude,
man.
Wild,
the guy's a
dude.
Fucking legend.
T-Rex sub, whatever it is. Everything the guy does, puts his hands on is magic.
Yeah.
And I got put on the Tony Baloney's before I even opened up a pizza shop. I used to work in a dispensary. Worked in a dispensary for 4 years. One of my buddies, Jason, he was telling me about Tony Baloney's when he lives from Atlantic City. He was working with me at the dispensary, and he's like, "You ever hear of Tony Baloney's?" And I was like, "No, I never heard of it." And this time he was like, "This is when he was like, boom, started blowing up out of nowhere." He's like, "Dude, check him out. Guy's like a marketing guru. He does some crazy shit with pizza."
Yeah.
And this is like when I think this is when everybody's pulling the bone out. The sandwich, all that stuff, dude. And I'm like, dude, this food looks crazy. I've never gone in there and had like his cheese slice or anything like that, but dude, guy kills it at anything. The marketing, phenomenal. I mean, I follow him. I think they might follow me back, but I don't even care. Like this guy, the unicorn mozzarella sticks, it's just getting people, mesmerizing people to make people want it is what he is good at. It's definitely one of those things that I take in my own book, and I'm like, how can I adapt what he's doing and do it in my own place. The taco pizza is crazy. Imagine a place like me doing that out here. I don't even want to take that idea as much as it's like I want to do something like that. The extensiveness of that pizza, I don't even think I would have the patience to. I don't even know how anybody finds the patience to make something
that
like
pizza's
that.
like $80.
Yeah,
but
dude, it is.
I mean, to just shine more light on Tony Baloney's, I broke 6 years of veganism and had 3 of his cheese slices, and they're fire. Like, the dude's making good pizza. I think sometimes when you
French onion pizza is the one that keeps getting my eye.
when you do stuff that big, though, I think he talks about this. I sat down with him, like you kind of get this, like, you get this reputation. It's like, yo, this guy's just doing crazy shit. But this dude is
Pioneer.
from his simple cheese slice that is delicious to like the fucking taco pizza. Like, the dude is you should reach out to him.
He's elevating, and he knows that
burrito that Philly burrito is very Tony Baloney-esque.
I mean, first, he's super humble. He takes care of Atlantic City like crazy. I know a lot about him because my buddy Jason. I don't speak to Jason too much no more because he moved back east. So it's like we were kind of just friends when we were working with each other. We're still friends on Instagram and shit. But he put me onto him, and I followed him instantly. I followed him out here when I opened up the pizza shop too. I mean, killer food. I went out east with my girlfriend. No, actually, my girl didn't even get to eat there. I was out east seeing a friend, and we went to this food truck that was in Jersey City, and we just stopped real quick and got that sub with the one with the bone in it, man. And I'm literally about to like catch a flight too in like 3 or 4 hours. I'm like, this is probably not ideal, but smashed that whole thing like no problem.
Yeah,
it's like a short rib sandwich it is phenomenal. But I can't even really get that sandwich is like hard for me to get past. Like, I'll even tell people, I'm like, if you ever go up to Tony Baloney's, you need to eat that sandwich. And his pizzas, his whole marketing, everything, smart dude. So I take that chicken and waffle pizza back to it. I put myself in this creative way. Like, if he can do it, there's a way I have to learn how to do it too.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's amazing at it. Like, he can come out with some wild shit. So for me, just to do chicken and waffle pizza, I don't even look at it as remotely something like, it's just like a dabble into what he kind of does. I mean, it's definitely something I live up to because I want to kind of be that thing out here in Vegas too, where I can kind of just do crazy shit because I learned about it doing it last year.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was going to be my niche. Really? I thought I could be just like that place that you can come and catch a good Philly cheesesteak and...
You can still be that place too.
Yeah, that too.
And make that crazy ass shit, you know?
I do want to be... And now I want to be both.
Because you can't just like... In all reality, you can't just make crazy shit to like have... Because then you're just like this viral sensation, but then... You might get a bunch of Instagram followers, but if your food sucks, like people are gonna fucking tell you.
100%.
But I mean, I think you have like a solid product already. But like as on a marketing stance, like maybe not everyone's coming in to get the chicken and waffles, but maybe it brings somebody that would never come in here, and then they try some other shit. I mean, I think it's a brilliant idea.
Well, it's interesting. People will ask me like, how much should I spend a month on like marketing? Like I don't spend nothing. I'm not even gonna front. I don't spend $1 on marketing. It's probably be like, that's how you don't spend any money on Yelp. No, I don't, because I don't like spending money on Yelp because it's just not my, not that it's not my crowd. I love Yelpers too, but like, I don't believe in powering Grubhub. Mm-hmm. It's another power source for Grubhub. They already take a huge fees out of your delivery. So you pay monthly to use something like Yelp, who orders through Grubhub that already takes money from you to start. So it's like you're paying, in my eyes, you're paying twice the amount. You just don't see it.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to anything else, like, we were talking about Yelp.
I mean, I just heard Yelp, and I just instantly thought, "Fuck Yelp."
Yeah, well,
you said I love Yelpers, and I was like, "Says no one."
Not that. Well, it's not that. It's like you gotta kind of
play the game, homie.
That too.
Play the game.
You have to play the game with them because sometimes they'll do. Some of these Yelpers will destroy you. The Yelps, besides the point, it's even, bro. All these a lot of those places, even DoorDash and all those things, they'll to take everything from you if they
I
really
know.
let them.
I know.
But marketing, that's what we're talking about. Marketing,
There we
putting
go.
$1 into it. Yes.
You ain't
So
putting
I
no
haven't
money in your marketing.
Yelp. So as much as I love Yelpers, I haven't put $1 into them.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not seeing like Yelp elites come eat at my place like I would if I did pay for it, I feel like. And I feel like that tends to what happens a lot when you pay for Yelp.
Yeah.
I also don't pay for like Facebook page, roll, whatever it is, advertisements. I haven't paid for Instagram stuff. So a lot of these people a lot of things I'll do is I'll utilize the sources around me. Like I'll help a lot of these foodies will come in here like, hey, do you want to shoot some posts with me? If they would ask, if it came down to it where we worked a deal out together where they kind of market for me heavily, then hell yeah, like we can definitely work, be partners together and you guys can come into the pizza shop whenever and shoot content. Now, that's like not trying to be an asshole and say it's free because sometimes it is and most of the time it is, but that's just like marketing right there. Like you could take.
Yeah, well, you're giving them.
Sorry,
you're giving
sorry,
them
guys.
food.
I love all you guys. I'm not trying to say I want to take advantage of you guys, but taking advantage of that moment and being able to utilize it as a tool is what it was given for. So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm, and I still love those people that come in here. I cherish what they're doing for me, and I appreciate them so much. And if they ever needed anything out on a limb, if they came into me on a Sunday and they weren't filming content, they said, "Hey, can I get a large pizza? It's on me."
Yeah, of course.
So it's like you think I'd be like, "Yeah, it's $19.99." Like it's like, well, you just come in here and film videos, like. That's been one of the biggest problems that they face as well, is that being able to kind of think that all they're worth is food.
Yeah.
And they're not just worth food. I'll say that out loud for a lot of them. I feel bad for some of them because they want to help businesses. They're not just kind of just trying to eat for free.
Yeah.
A lot of these people tend to think, oh, they're just trying to eat for free.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I didn't see you give them, not necessarily do you have to see it, but you don't hear them getting paid necessarily from this business after you just earned 15 customers from their post.
Yeah.
So it's just like they paid you.
Yeah.
And like the ego's got to be set to the side. I used to be that person.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try to front act like that. Oh, these foodies just want to eat for free. It took me. I was a hard pill to swallow. I swallowed it, and I'm so happy that it's fucking out of my system now because I love those people. They have helped me succeed, and they helped me who I am today. Not the burrito, yeah, that's cool and all, but that's the power of marketing. Like I didn't have to pay for it. I got help and I got support from people that care about me and I care about them. And as long as you show that, you'll get that support. You'll thrive. You'll thrive. I'm pretty sure if you're an asshole, you're not gonna.
Well, that's
I'm not filming in there.
Don't be an asshole. I think that's the best advice.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun too.
I got one more question.
Yes.
Who is the greatest artist or band of all time?
In my eyes,
Yes.
Tribe Called Quest.
Fuck yeah.
That's my all-time goat. Long live Fife. That's how I see
Long live Fife. All right, where do we go to get in contact with you, my dude?
it. Shit, I'll give you my cell phone.
Where do we go to visit you? Where do we go to fucking see you, eat your pizza, eat that burrito?
So,
you gotta ask for it. Ain't on the menu.
All right, we're getting ready to relocate here off of Trop and McLeod, though, in the next month or two, hopefully a month or two, depending on this damn city. But, East Side Las Vegas, just an East Side person.
East Side.
Yeah, East Side. Out here repping.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Exactly. Bird gang. Not the Seahawks either. And
Fuck them. Fuck the Seahawks.
and the Niners. Is he a Niners fan? Oh shit!
Well, it's funny. He's from the Bay, and I'm actually from Seattle.
Oh shit!
But fucking go Eagles. My whole family lives in South Jersey.
Dude, I can't. Well, it's not my fault. I hate the Niners. It's their fault. They brought it out in me. I had no problem with them
almost
up until
won.
like 2 years ago.
It was a little rough.
Yeah. Hey, I encourage it. Go Birds. Go Birds.
Go Birds. All right. Thank you, dude.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much.